Last week the commercial faucet came in. It's an overhead sprayer. Since we had a commercial sink here, I wanted something I could actually use in multiple areas instead of just a regular faucet to fill stuff, so we can clean vegetables out and stuff like this. So we'll get this installed. When installing this, I wanted to go as simple as possible. So I made just a 90 with a 1/2 inch nipple sticking out with a water faucet spigot onto it. I'll hook a hose up to it, and then we'll just put a combiner onto it to where I get cold water on either side. It will set up to where I can actually do hot and cold if I wanted to later on when we move this to the property. But we'll get this in. I have a bigger washer that'll sit onto this to keep it from pulling through the metal. We'll set this in. I'm going to be building a wooden rack for the outdoor potting area. What I'm doing is I've got 1x pieces of wood. I'm using, it's a paint grade wood. And what we'll do is we'll be tying it together with 1/4 inch bolts with 1/4 inch pegs in here, and then I'm putting spacers in between each board, so when I tie them together it'll give a slot for the dirt to come through. It's recut on here, so if any water gets down into it, it'll actually pour through. But we'll glue all this up together and get it built and show you what it looks like. Well, what I thought was going to be an easy build turned out to be something different. We were designing these up to where I pre-drilled all the holes, and they should just put together real easily. I've got holes on my crossboards, holes on my blocks. They should just set together real easy and glue. Well, it didn't happen. So what I had to end up doing is sliding in bolts on each of the through bolts for the sides, and then clamping and gluing each one of the pegs individually. You remove them out, and then I can do the next one. What I'll do is actually pre-drill, drill each one of these holes for the longer bolts, and then glue it all together as one piece. It's coming out together pretty nicely. Here's a section of 3 that I put together last night. So I've got my holes lined up to where I put my dowels all through it and put it together that way. I'll put one together. Clean the rest of the glue off with a wet rag, and those will be done. Line this one up a little bit more. There we go. Well, it took a couple of days to get all the pieces glued together. I have the last 2 that I have to put together, and this here's what it basically looks like with the boards all glued together and the through rods coming through. What I'll do is I'll glue the last 2 sections on it, and then what we'll do is we'll wrap an oak edge all the way around it so it trims it up nicely. And then what we'll do is we'll stain it. So we'll get the last pieces glued up and put on here, and then I'll be able to get the oak trim put onto it. Last week I finished up the frame, got everything glued together, the bolts in, put some 1/4 round oak on here, and did a cherry stain onto it. So right now, what I'm doing is basically putting a clear varnish over the wood. This here will be sitting outside on the sink area. So I do want to get it a little bit of covering for the weather. Get a clear picture onto it to protect it a little bit. But this here's what this will look like. I'll do a close-up video of this thing so you can see it. Let's get this thing in and we'll do a close-up. I've installed 2 washing machine braided lines from the faucet down to a T to a water hose. And the water hose will go along the fence line down here to the down along the fence line here and to the faucet up front, and that's where we'll get our water for the sink. Well, we got the water all hooked up. I bolted the sink itself to the ground or to the wall, mounted this up, have the water set up. I can use it now on here. What we'll do is install the board over here. I've got it here. This here's the board I make that will actually cover 2 of the areas. So I have a potting desk in here. I just temporarily set up the drain that came with the sink so I don't get water splashing onto my feet. So we will actually remove this, bring it up a little bit, and replumb it so it actually comes out to a drain. Hopefully you enjoyed coming along with me on this journey of putting this outdoor sink in my garden area. I enjoyed building it, and I enjoyed sharing with you. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. See you in the next video.